So, hi, Mark Moffatt here. I'm an Australian producer, guitar player, moved here 24 years ago, and I work as a consultant with APRA doing member relations, which is basically helping all the Australians moving to the city. Today, I'm joined by Katrina Burgoyne, Australian singer-songwriter, whose accolades in Australia include the APRA Professional Development Award and the Australia Council Nashville Residency Grant, which is fantastic. And LeAnn Phelan. Phelan?
Yeah, that's good.
I'm sorry.
It depends on if you're more north or south.
My accent, well, I'm south.
Phelan.
LeAnn Phelan. There we go. That's what I was going to say. So, LeAnn is a highly respected industry professional in Nashville, a member of the community, and runs an exciting workshop series called LP Creative Therapy. So that's what I wanted to talk about today.
Awesome.
Can you tell us a bit about what you're doing with that?
I can, and I just want to say thank you guys for having me. You've been such a great support with all of the changes the last year, and some of the changes have been really wonderful, like starting this online workshop. But yes, as you said, I call it LP Creative Therapy. And I call it that because I was meeting with the songwriter and they said, wow, this is kind of like therapy. So I said, let's call it that. Back in July, I started my first online workshop. I had a great group of songwriters and artists that showed up, and a lot of members of the community sent artists my way when I just put the offer out. And a lot of those same members have been tremendous guests that come into the workshop. But basically, we get together online and, we kind of figure out who's there, what their levels are, what their needs are. And then I just curate the workshop to bring the most value and benefit to these songwriters. And as you kind of alluded to, I've been here in Nashville for a long time and working in publishing, A&R, co-headed ASCAP for a couple of years, worked on TV shows, writer management, and when I look back, the thread that has held all of that together is working with songwriters like you guys, whether they were artists or producers or whatever. So I have a great track record developing songwriters, and I love doing that, and that's kind of what we do in the workshop. But really, I would say we talk more about the business around your creativity, because you guys in general don't need help writing songs. You might need help connecting with people to write better and better and better songs. But I find that what most people are needing are the connections in the industry to, bring forward momentum in their careers.
Exactly. And I think that's, something that from the outside it can be, people tend to think, they just need, people just want performance opportunities and networking opportunities, really. Mm-hmm. I think if you've gotten yourself to the city or to any level of songwriting, you kind of, the education part of that happens as you go along. So I don't think educating people on songwriting, is the thing that you can really do too much formally. But creating networking and performance opportunities seems to be a great thing.
I've seen a lot of, and you can tell me if this is true for you, I've seen a lot of kind of arcs of a songwriter's career, and I think a lot of times in the beginning people are trying to write what they think publishers want to hear or what they think artists want to hear or what's already on the radio, and then there's just this period where they finally get to the point where they write something authentic. And I don't know all of your music, Katrina, but I would say Songwriter is one of those songs, because that really speaks to me as far as like the process and the angst and the tenacity that you have to do this career. So songs like that are the ones that really put you on the map. I think when you finally get you finally realize my unique perspective in a song, the way I'm going to present it, is really what's going to set me apart.
Sure.
And that's what we're
Yeah.
always trying to get to in the workshop.
It's true. I think that's a great thing to focus on. So, Katrina, you've participated.
Yeah.
Can you talk about it? Just, I mean,
Coming from Australia, I remember landing here 4.5 years ago, and it was so humbling to realize that, oh wait, I'm back to day one in the industry. My network consisted of Mark, so Mark's been my little lighthouse over here, and it's been one of those things where I'm sure he has heard me be frustrated with it, but he's been my lighthouse. And then just recently you've come into my life and doing this workshop. It's almost like people like you and workshops like this could either, I'm pretty persistent, but it could mean someone either seeing a way forward or giving up. And I think having you come into my life and doing your workshop has definitely made me see further than what I've ever been able to see, and see the way forward. And I think that, I leave your workshop every week going, oh my gosh, okay, so I can do this. This is where I have to go. And I think that to have someone like, you're very nurturing and you're kind, and it is like therapy too, because it's a personal thing. We're always battling with ourselves, and I think that's why I tell all my friends, go to LeAnn.
That's
Oh
great.
my gosh.
Well, hopefully, the thing that I found really fascinating about it, timing-wise, was that in Australia especially, there's a lot of talent out there, a lot of really, really great talented people who want to engage in this community, in the Nashville community, and obviously can't right now. And I thought that was a great fit, timing for that. And I think that's something, one of the reasons I wanted to do this, because we can get the word out about that. Because it's really important that people can have access to what's going on here while they can't travel. Hopefully they can all get here at some point.
I know. The fact that we can get on Zoom and bring in people like, I've had, just this week we had Becky Gardenhire, who's a partner at WME, a huge booking agency. We've had people like Rusty Gaston, head of Sony ATV in Nashville. We've had superstars like Carly Pierce and Brandy Clark, and major hit writers like Brett James and Mary D. They've all just taken time to tell their stories. And I love that we're doing this, because I am so passionate about it, and I feel like there are a lot of people that could participate that are worthy and talented, and all we have to do is get on a Zoom call. And for the Australian folks, it might be at 7 or 8 in the morning, but we can make it work, and the times are set up to adjust to that. So I hope that's doable for you guys.
Well, I'm glad that APRA have taken a look at what you're doing, and I think that it's been great that they've been supported, because it's not always one of those things where supporting businesses is hard to do, because you can't be simply playing favourites, but what you're doing is really unique.
Thank you.
And I'm just really happy that we've been able to sit down and talk about this. So do you think it will always be virtual?
I would like for it to be, because I think I can get to more people that way. I can see, in the future, maybe having a special event in Nashville that involved different people. But I do like the virtual aspect of it, because it makes it affordable for everybody too. I did want to say, I've learned a lot about marketing and graphics and all of this stuff, but in talking to different people in the workshop, and you're one of those, I thought, it really does take a village to develop a songwriter. And I made this my favorite post. It takes a village to develop a songwriter. Who's in yours? And that's where, like with Katrina, this isn't the only thing that she's going to do. She's going to be a part of APRA. She's going to be a part of whatever other group. Maybe it's something with CMT, or maybe it's something through, I don't know which local PRO you're with. Just all of that stuff plays into bringing the momentum to your career. And, you know, there was another guy that was with me from the beginning, the very first workshop. His name's Chris Hausman, and Chris came to me from NSAI. He does programs at ASCAP. He does all of this other stuff, but he also is in the workshop. Like, it just, the more support you have, I think the more opportunities you're going to have, the more education you're going to get, and learning those pieces of the business from these people like heads of publishing companies, like booking agents. Like, we had a great digital guest on from M Theory who taught us a lot about digital marketing. And then our friend Holly, who's a TikTok influencer, she has helped so many people in the workshop. So we're just bringing everybody we can in to help.
World.
Do you know, one thing that I really love about your class is, like, because we all log on and we listen to the speaker for the day, and we kind of get to know all the people in your class. Mm-hmm. One thing, like, coming to Nashville, you learn what class you're in and your group and your herd who you rise with. Mm-hmm. And I've always felt like I hadn't really found my people. Mm-hmm. And even though it's virtual, and even though we don't really talk that much to each other, we've all become, like, me and Sasha become friends. She's a Canadian coming into the USA. So we connect the fact that we've always dreamed of moving to Nashville. But I've made a lot of friends with people in the class that feel like they're my class now because of this. And even though it's not like a one-on-one thing, we don't talk to them, but it's because we're a part of that. You're bringing us a community together.
I love it. Well, that actually speaks to you and to Sasha and to the other people that are showing up, because if you are vulnerable and open to that, then you're going to get that back. So that's on you. But I love that it's a community and that it's building, and we needed that this past year especially.
Oh, yeah.
But I think it will carry forward, like you say.
So speaking of that, what's upcoming?
Upcoming is a new 5-week workshop starting August 2nd in the States. So I guess the morning of August 3rd for you guys, but it's all virtual. I guess I'm announcing it here because I haven't announced it yet. So I'm announcing it with Mark and Katrina and the APRA folks. The sign up is on my website. It's lpcreativetherapy.com, and I suppose we'll put a link in this post.
And this will probably,
direct people.
Hopefully this will be on the APRA main socials and the Nashville socials, and hopefully UK as well. So I think that's a great fit too.
I love it. Yeah. I love it.
Okay. Well, thank you both for coming in.
Thank you, Mark.
Thank you.
And visiting us at the APRA Indo office space, which we're really lucky to have.
Super cool. You guys have to come see it. It's really
Thanks.
cool. Yay.